When I came to this town, there was nothing that was holding me back. Couple years of running around, you start to question your convictions. Long car, jet black, fast loving, that's a fact. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold heart, will pay it back. Mind those games that you play. Back then you were a friend of mine. Everything was black and white. The city life has changed your mind. Expose the gray of your convictions. Long car, jet black, hard loving, break your back. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold eyes, won't change the fact. Mind those games that you play. Long car, jet black, fast loving, that's a fact. Mind those words that you say. High heel, gold strap, cold heart, will pay you back. Mind those games that you play. Long car, jet black, hard loving, break your back. Mind those
And we're here. We're here and we are moving in fourth dimensional tone. In the name of Amen the Supreme, the all powerful, one and only true Lord. In Amen we trust. In Amen we think. And in Amen we continue forward forever. Good evening. I'm your host, the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan, and this is Supreme American TV. And tonight I'm going to be discussing black. Was it meant to be a term for a race or a term for an erasure of a people? That's a real serious question. Was the term black that millions upon millions of so-called quote unquote African Americans, this terminology of black people, and even this term of African American, because again, there's no such thing as you know, African American slaves in America, no. But the question becomes, was black, which again we were called that over time by your races, Caucasians, black. Remember, I told you they've been trying to put black on our people since the beginning of the 20th century. They was calling us Negroes and colors, but the blackface thing was the defining mark in which they wanted to place us as, or try to make us into, or make us think that our skin is black. And thus to the world, we become black people. We become less of a people. We become some marginalized generic brand people. Tariq Nasheed says something like this, and I agree with him. Terms like black and African American, Negro, these are all terminologies that came about as a way to hide who we are as the American indigenous people. Black was nothing but a term of erasure. It was not meant to be a race. There is no such thing as a black race. I'm going to say that for the slow ones. The slow ones are my people, because a lot of the slow people we're not talking to. We're talking to the people who are seeking the truth. The slow people are going to remain as black people. We've already come to that conclusion. So in a American evolution, in a mental evolution, and a extended mindset, there's only going to be a chosen few people that are going to make that jump into the next stage of life. And from that next stage, which I talked about in my broadcast, the generation and the regeneration, you got people who are just generating, people just making babies, and those offspring are not getting any smarter. They're not getting any better. They're not becoming any greater. And I said this in my last night broadcast. I said, what's the sense in having children if your children are not going to be better than you? Okay. What's the sense in having children if you're not going to raise your children to be better than you? Your children are supposed to be better representations of you. Remember, I said your children are supposed to be better looking than you. They're supposed to be more intelligent than you, more advanced than you, because they could help you. You see, you're supposed to get with somebody who you can make children like that with. You're not supposed to get with somebody just because they look a certain way and things like that. No. Or how they talk a certain way. A lot of babies are made from nothing. A lot of babies out here today are made from nothing. They just part of the generation. And then you will have certain seeds that are regenerated. And when I say they are regenerated, that means that they are recharged. They are reborn. They are renewed. They're going forward. They're the next level to our genetic material, to our bloodline, the evolution to the Amen race. Right? The true Americans, the next generation of the true Americans. That's why we have to get this straight in our head. That listen, man, we're not black people. We're not African Americans. Again, black was meant to be a form of erasure. That was a way of redacting us. You see all them blackface movies, all the blackface and all this other nonsense. You see, that was more of a mental programming. That was more of a mental programming to start getting people to think of us as black people. You see, you got to ask yourself, when you see these Caucasians doing the blackface and whatnot, and they was doing that because for a couple of reasons. Because all this stuff is strategic. I want you to think about this for a minute. You claim that so-called black people, Negroes, whatever you call them, niggers, whatever you call them, they was calling our people about all the derogatory terms they have for our people. Yet you put dark makeup on your face and perform like them. Why would you put dark makeup on your face and perform like them? Dark makeup to black makeup and whatnot. Why would you do that to try and perform like them and look like them if you're not trying to either one or two things. You see, because I don't understand when they say you're making fun of our people. How can you make fun of our people? You the one that look like a damn fool. How they gonna make fun of our people when they the ones that look like damn fools? We didn't look like no fools when we danced and entertained and whatnot. We was serious. People came out to see us from all over. We was making money as performers and whatnot, and didn't have to do none of that. So where's the whole blackface thing? The goal in that was to start getting people to look at us as black people. You see, they had to give a visual, because keep in mind, they didn't have no TV back then. The film just started being a thing. So, they wanted to take us from being colored people. Remember, I kept telling you they was referring to us as copper colored people, the copper colored races in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary. And then over time, by the 1900s, that got down to colored people and whatnot, and mulatto and colored, copper color became colored people. And then over time, oh, we don't want to call them colored no more. We want to get rid of that, even though colored went all the way up into the 50s and the 60s. But they gradually wanted to introduce black. They were doing Negro, but they wanted to out and out introduce black. The black movement, the movement to make us black people, aka redacted people, aka people who they can erase as the real Americans, because they know that we the real American indigenous people, the real American Indians. So how do you erase those people? You can't kill them. So what do? You make them black. You blank them out. You make them black. You redact them people. You get them to call themselves black people. You get them to call themselves black people. You see, you get them to call themselves black people. They just walk around ignorant, don't understand why they calling themselves black people, but they just calling themselves black people. Don't know why skin is not black. You ask them and whatnot. Some of them so dumb they really believe their skin is black. But this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the people who are not that bright. I want to just be honest with you. You're dealing with the people who are not that bright, thus the term black people. Because like I said before in my other broadcast, people should have been questioned this and been like, yo, we ain't black people. We ain't doing it. We ain't no black people. But nobody of any real higher intelligence really addressed this for real. I mean, you got your Dane Callaways now, and you got certain people who might have questioned it, but they still was with the black thing. Nobody really, really seriously pushed it. Not even Dr. York. Dr. York he said we was brown at one time, but he went right back to the black thing because, over time, the black thing became, it's profitable. To be black is profitable because a lot of our people, a lot of so-called black people, a lot of our people know the term black and they familiar with it. And a lot of times when people are familiar with the terminology, it's hard to, bring them into the mindset of something else. Like for example, people are, you show and prove that our people are the real American indigenous people. You'll show and prove it and show it and everything else, and they'll still call themselves black Indians. They'll still call themselves black Indians. They'll still say they black Native Americans. They still gonna find a way to call themselves black people because it's that deeply programmed in them. It's that deeply programmed them to have this mindset of erasure toward themselves or being a dark-skinned version of these other people because when you say you are black anything, when you say you're the black version of this or black this, you basically saying you the bootleg knockoff copy. You the black bootleg knockoff copy of the real version, which is usually supposed to be a Caucasian or an Asian person. So when y'all say that y'all black Christians, black Muslims, black Israelites, no, we shouldn't be no black anything. You see, to say that you're a black anything says that there's a white or other person that precedes you. So that puts you in what? A second class position. Y'all clear on that? That they get you to call yourself black. You're the first black doctor to do it, the first black person to do that, the first black person to do that, instead of calling you who you really are, the first American to do this, the first American to do that. See, they want to strip you of your American heritage and culture and whatnot and call you black people. The first African American. That's an insult. The first African American, like we some damn immigrants that came over on a boat. You see, they just gonna make us immigrants like everybody else. They gonna keep denying the truth. But you know what? The beautiful thing about it is we don't need them to learn who we are. We don't need them. We can bypass them and go directly to the truth, straight to the truth. We don't need them. We don't need them to tell us who we are no more. We already know who we are. We know who we are. We don't need no more erasure terms. And these Negroes who pushing the black erasure term. Black should be thrown in the garbage because we're not black people, and African Americans should go in the garbage with it. I've been saying that. And like I said, somebody said in the comment section, you preaching to the zombies and the robots. No, I'm not. I'm not talking to them. I'm not talking to them, because the zombies, the robots, the people who just generations and upon generations of ignorance, we're going to keep calling themselves blackness. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to those of you who are amongst them. I want to get that straight. I'm not talking to the mentally dead, because there's nothing you could do for them. My words will fall on deaf ears all the time when it comes to the average black person. So that's why I said this, what I'm teaching, mentellect, still who we are as American indigenous people. That's all true, all wise, right, and exact, for real, wise, right, and exact, as the original Americans, as the original American men and original American women. Not no Asiatic black men, not no Asiatic black woman. No, we ain't no Asiatic nothing. We American, solely American. America is not new. America is not young. America is ancient. And we've been here since going back to ancient America. Ancient America ain't going forward, and we still here as the Americans, the real American indigenous people, the Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan. We are their descendants, and we are still here. And they want to erase that culture. That's why I had that picture up. One of my lovely wives put that up there and put the black thing on it, because see, this is the culture they want to hide from us. This is the culture they want to disconnect from us. This is the culture where they want to tell us, oh, we Africans, and those people on the walls and the bone and palm temples are those people that built all of those edifices and whatnot. The real Americans, the Mesoamericans, the first original Americans, that those are not our people. They want to make you believe that millions and millions of those people just died out, or they're not what you would really call a black person today per se. They're American indigenous people. Yeah, we know, and they are descendants, and so are we. We're not no black people today. Our American descendants are on the wall. Our ancestry is on the wall. You ain't got to go all the way over to Egypt to look at no damn wall. You can look at the Bone and Park Temple. Why Dr. Benyaka and them ain't point you to the Bone and Park Temple? You gonna tell me they didn't see that? Why all these Egyptology Negroes and Pan-African Negroes get these tenures at these universities to teach this stuff? Because they're getting paid to lie to our people. They're getting paid to go and have African American studies courses, to teach lies to our people, to program our people. That's what they get paid to do, to teach lies to our people. So whenever you hear these Negroes who got a damn degree and doctorate and Negro African American studies and whatever the hell that is, made up by some Caucasian Zionists, you see, I'm gonna just say it like that. Those people sit up here and sit up here and craft out your damn curriculum. You see, they craft out your curriculum and tell you who the hell you going to be and what the hell you going, who the hell you are. Look at the people who created Pan-Africanism. Look up the people who Umar Johnson, all those people sit up here and study all that African nonsense from, sit up here lying to our people, telling us we came from Africa. All these pro-black Pan-African and red, black and green groups. You see, did nothing but make us ignorant as a people. Got us thinking we from Africa. Got us getting damn dashikis and all this other nonsense. I remember, like I said, being young and seeing that trend come in, that African trend and whatnot. And I tell you, we was never with it, man. They had that Roots was the strongest programming tool in 1977. That Roots was the strongest programming tool. Lying to us that we came to Africa. Listening to this lying Alex Haley. You see, this Sambo. You see, same one who made up the Malcolm X story. A lot of that in biographies, a bunch of lies. You see, and like I said, Spike Lee, he didn't say that Malcolm X brothers and sisters was in the Nation of Islam. He didn't say that. He didn't tell that part in the story. But that's another thing we'll talk about another time. But it just goes to show you how people erase real history. People erase real history and redact history all the time. And we are part of that redaction. We are part of that redaction of history because a huge part of our American indigenous history is erased. A huge part of our American indigenous history is erased. You see, now you got to ask yourself, why would they do that? Why would they erase our history? Why would they erase our indigenous history and our indigenous roots? Why would they do that? Why would the U.S. government do that? Why would they back and sponsor programs and curriculums that tell lies to our people to make us believe that slavery was good, that, you know, we came over on slave ships? Why is the government paying money, all this money out in education to teach lies to the people, teach lies to the people about where we come from, lying and we came from Africa? You see, and you ask the Africans will tell you they never heard of no African, no boats pulling up in no African. Nobody never told them that. And they came and got our people. Come on, man. Come on. A lot of this stuff is they just making up stuff, man. And the sad thing about it is you can't really wake up the mass majority of our people because they're comfortable with being black. And I told you, when you get comfortable with being black, when you get the sugary, sweet substance in your drink, and you know, and you relax when you're drinking it, and you're drinking saccharin and sugar and everything else, and because they made it, these racists, Caucasians, are racists who control the image of black people. Them certain Caucasians that control the image of black people, they made it seem like it was a cool thing to be black, didn't they? They made it seem like, oh yeah, they're hippie dippy stiff and yo 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 and all this other nonsense, right? And all this, hippie dippy talk, and everything is hip hop this and hip hop that, and, all that nonsense where nobody can have a real conversation no more. Whereas they make so-called black people into a damn stereotype. They make you so-called black people into a stereotype. And that's why I say, as those who don't fit into the stereotype, which is a lot of our people, a lot of people don't fit into the stereotype. A lot of our people are progressive people. A lot of our American people, our American indigenous people, our bronze people are progressive people. And we need to have a progressive community where blackness is canceled, where African Americanism is canceled, because that does nothing but hurt our people. This is why people are able to marginalize our people, displace our people, disrespect our people, because we're not standing up for who we truly are. We're supposed to be standing up for who we are as Americans, nothing else. We're supposed to be standing up for who we are as Americans, indigenous Americans. Again, and when we say we Americans, we're the only ones who can claim that. Remember that. Nobody, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to say this again. We can't claim Islam, okay? We cannot claim Islam or the Arab religion. Okay, we cannot claim Islam or the Arab religion. Tariq Nasheed had some guy on his show, right? And it was funny. It was some Arab guy, right? And he asked Tariq Nasheed, he said, how you FBA and you got an Arab name? He asked Tariq Nasheed, that was a real question. He said, how you FBA with an Arab name? That like literally makes no sense. You're talking about your FBA lineage and everything else, but you got an Arab name. And then he asked, are you Muslim? And Tariq Nasheed goes, no. So how you got an Arab name or Muslim name and you're not Arab, you're not considering yourself Arab or Muslim, you FBI? Don't make no sense. Why don't he would have been better off using his American name, his English name, Marcus Sanders. He would have been better off using that. Just admit that you Marcus Sanders. I mean, I don't care. That's your business, but it looks bad when you claiming that you are foundational Black American. But I guess that's the black part. The black part is your identity, your true identity being buried. The foundational Black being that your identity is buried in the foundation. Your roots of who you are is buried in the foundation of this land, and it is under the United States of America, because when Tariq Nasheed said that so-called Black people are indigenous to the United States of America. So I guess I was trying to understand what he meant by how you indigenous to the United States of America. The United States of America is a corporation. The United States is a corporation within America. It's a corporation within America. It's not a part of America. It's in America, because America was here before the United States, before the Europeans formed the United States here in America. It was already America here. The Americans were already here. The 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary of the copper-colored Americans. So how is it that you form a society, form a government here, and you form that society here, and you claim that people are indigenous to a society that was formed. So basically, you saying we indigenous to America because the only thing we known in the United States of America is as slaves, as black people, as basically, the people whose heritage and culture is being covered up as blacks, as Negroes. We ain't gonna call them American indigenous people. We're not gonna call, but we'll keep the record around of who the copper colored races is. But by this time, our people can't figure out that the description of the copper colored races is talking about us. They can't figure it out because they so far going off this black thing. You so far going off this black thing. And keep in mind, they was introducing this whole black thing going back to the 1900s. With the minstrel shows and things like that. That was blackface. That was your introduction to blackness. A bunch of stereotypical. That's basically what the white man was showing you. The racist Caucasian was showing you when they were showing you blackface. They basically was showing you, look, this is how we're going to portray you niggas going forward in the 20th century. This is how we're going to portray you as blackface, as a bunch of coons and sambos and, watermelon eating, chicken eating, and, all the stereotypical stuff. And then a lot of stuff from their culture that they dumped on our people, like we don't take care of our children, we leave our families behind, all kind of nonsense like that. And that's big in their community. That's big in their community. That is huge in their community. You see, they like how they judge our people, how they try and judge our people based on the degenerates of our people. And I said that this is why we have to have a separation within the so-called black race. With a lot you did progressive ones of our people going toward the American community, which will be comprised of the indigenous Americans, meaning our people, the copper-colored races, not nobody else, the indigenous people. We need to start focusing on who we are as Americans and being the best Americans we are, because we are the only real Americans here. We need to dust off our American name, our American heritage, who we are by nationality as Americans, and start wearing it proudly, being proud Americans. Stop being African Americans. Stop letting people call you some damn African American, some black. Y'all should make it to where they take that shit off the census, man, or whatever they call it. You should make it to where they forced to take African American off, because we didn't decide that we was going to be African American. How the hell Jesse Jackson get to decide for a whole bunch of people that they African American? Who the hell is Jesse Jackson? He's some pork chop eating reverend who decided to start calling our people African Americans, and they're gonna actually make that stick. Who the hell is Jesse Jackson? He was not a politician, and again, even if he was, so what? How the hell he get to decide for over 40 million people that y'all African American? How the hell he get to decide that? How Jesse Jackson get to decide that? Tell me, how is that Jesse Jackson get to decide that we African American? Make that make sense to me. Jesse Jackson, he the one that came with that. You see? He came with that. And nobody said, yo, who is this dude to tell us we African? We ain't from no Africa. But a lot of y'all double down on the whole African slave story thing because, again, obviously, whoever y'all in alignment with, they want you to keep pushing this lie to our people. They want you to keep pushing this African lie to our people. You see? So we are Americans. You know what our nationality is? American. You know what our language is American. You see, and we have our own American language. So again, like I said, we need to have this American Indigenous Street Music Festival. We down to 3,500. We need 3,500. Before I'm gonna say this, we need 3,500. So can everybody please hit the link down below where it says, because we have the American Indigenous Street Music Festival out there in Atlanta, and the ATL and the A, we have the American Indigenous Street Music Festival. All right, it's going to be 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, the 21st and the 22nd at Rodney Cook Senior Park from 12 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be music out there, free admission. There's going to be plenty of vendors out there, American Indigenous vendors out there. We're going to be playing American Indigenous music, and there's going to be performances. It's going to be a good time for the family. It's not going to be nobody twerking up there. Ain't going to be nobody talking about killing nobody or selling no drugs. We're going to play some Ludacris out there, throw them bowls. And we're going to play some ATL. Definitely got to show some respect for the A, play some ATL music out there. We're going to have all that. We're going to be playing soul, R&B, some jazz, some hip hop. It's gonna be, like I said, a thing for the children to come out to. We had a bouncy house out there. We're gonna be celebrating our American roots. So come on out to that Rodney Cook Senior Park. Okay, Rodney Cook Senior Park, and please, like I said, we closing it. We need $3,500 to close out our books and whatnot. We need $3,500. So can everybody in here donate $35? If we got like 100 people in here, donate $35. You see, $30, $35, whatever you can. Preferably over $30, like $30. But I don't need no more than that. We at $3,500. We need to close out our budget for the street festival. Can y'all hit the link down below? My lovely wife will put it in there. My lovely wife, she'll put it in there. So hit the link down below. Let's make this happen, because I'm going to be out there speaking as well. I'm going to be out there speaking. All right. I'm going to be out there speaking, running my mouth. So here it is. I'm going to put the link in there. We need $3,500. We almost done. Like I said, a lot of people to pay out there. So again, those of you who listen, could you please hit the donation, $30 from 100 people will do it. $30 to $35 from 100 people will do it. And we good. I ain't gonna be asking for no more. What we're gonna do, because we're gonna do this every year, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask people. I'm gonna keep the donation link up. So, because again, it's the first time we're doing the American Indigenous Street Music Festival, but we won't get caught without, we won't get caught off guard again. It was just a lot of permits to pay. And now first time we're doing the festival. I mean, we've done small events and venues where I've spoken, but it's the first time we're doing a big event like this in a huge park, and right down the street from the historically so-called black colleges and universities, Spelman and Morehouse, and right across the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So it's going to be a monumental event. We're going to have a good time, good music out there, good vibes. We're going to have some spoken word out there. We got artists, people going to perform. We're going to have music playing. So it's going to be a lively vibe. It's going to be a good place to network for us American Indigenous people, the real Americans, the real American Indigenous. We got the feathered head crowns out, the ones that stand up in the air. And let me say something. We're not copying no Native Americans. So no, there will not be no Native American vibe or energy out here. We got our own American Indigenous culture that has nothing to do with Native Americans. Native Americans are not Indigenous Americans. All right. These are the first, your Native Americans are your first immigrants who came into America. So they're not the indigenous people. We are. And so we're celebrating our culture. We're not celebrating theirs. We're not trying to be no black Native Americans. We're not trying to do no tribal jumping around and dancing. We ain't doing none of that. This is our thing. The American Indigenous Street Music Festival is our thing. Okay? This is our thing. And we're going to keep our thing going. We're going to keep our thing going. We're going to keep our thing going forward. And, have this, be a thing where our children could come out, because the same way people go, the Arabs go to Saudi Arabia, to Mecca to make their prayer, the same way the Jews go to the Wailing Wall, or we go to Israel and, make their pilgrimage, the same way the Africans, whoever they go to Africa and do their thing, or the Italians, all these people do their little festivals and things like that to show their pride for their heritage and culture. You know what we should be doing? We should be having our own festivals to celebrate our true American roots. Our true American roots. Don't let nobody tell us we're not American. Don't let nobody tell you that America's a white country and that Americans, white people. They are not. They're Europeans. They are not Americans. And again, there's no disrespect to nobody. It's just factual. It's just factual. We're tired of letting people take hold of our. Getting tired of letting people take hold of our identity. Getting tired of letting people take hold of who we are and telling us that who we are, who we not. I'm tired of that, man. Tired of that. Tired of people telling us who we are, who we not. You see? So let me copy this link and I'll put it in there. All right. All right. All right. So I'm gonna put this link in there. Please, we're trying to close the gap. We got like 3,500 more to go. So if 100 people donate $35 or whatever you can and whatnot to close the gap, please do, because we almost done. We almost done. Right? Gotta pay off these vendors and whatnot. We done gave them up. Like I said, we down to the wire. And so put this in there. Everybody donate to this. Close out our gap. Donate to this. $35, everybody. win whatever you can, 35 at the least, so we can close out our gap faster. So I ain't gotta be up here asking no more because I want to do this. And like I said, then we got to get out to the festival, be out there Saturday and Sunday. So we down to the wire. We got 3,500 to close the budget, and that's it. All right. So please donate to that. So yeah. So going back to this, the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary is talking about. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, Google it. It tells you who the real Americans are. So why are they up here calling us Africans? Why are they up here calling us black people? It's very clear who the real Americans are, the copper-colored races. That is not the so-called Native Americans who they try to say that's them. That is not them. That is not them, because the so-called white man called them redskins. And a lot of them people are not even really red. A lot of them people got more of a whitish to yellowish tint to their skin. They're not copper-colored. Copper-colored is bronze or brown skin. That's copper colored. We are the copper colored people. Stop letting people tell us we black people. Stop letting people play in our face and tell us we black people. Stop letting people tell us we African American and Negro. People, what's wrong with people? What's wrong with us being who we are? Why do they got a problem with us being who we truly are? Why do people want to fight against us being the American indigenous people when all this proof is out here that we are the first indigenous and the first original and only indigenous Americans in America? We so-called black Americans whose family go back to slavery. We're the only real Americans here. And that goes for in South America, Central America, North America, Canada, Jamaica, the islands, all that's America. All that's Americans. That's all Americans. Those are the copper-colored races. There's no Africans here. There's no African. We even got Americans in Africa. A lot of our American people went from the islands into Africa that was taken over there. A lot of people who in Africa now, a lot of them come from the West Indies. Some of them come from North America. Some people went over there, like I said, because again, certain the Africans got a certain look with them. All right, I'm gonna just say it like that. They got a certain look, and there's no disrespect to them, but we don't look like them, and they don't look like us. You see, we from two totally different regions. You see, they don't want you to think. They want to push us all into Africa because they want you to believe that America doesn't have an indigenous population, an indigenous people. But yeah, it does. America has always had an indigenous population. It has always had an indigenous people. There has always been an American indigenous population and an American indigenous people. There's always been. Don't believe that lie that there was nothing in America until the so-called natives came from wherever they came from, because they don't ever want them to say that they came from Asia. They don't ever want the Native Americans to say that they come from Asia. You see, they want to erase us because we have long standing roots here in America. We have long heritage and tradition here in America. We have the tradition of building societies here in America. We have that, and that has since been erased. You don't never hear these people. Do you ever hear Tariq Nasheeds or these other people talking about our Mayan ancestry, our Olmecs, our indigenous ancestry? He might say, yeah, we were some dark-skinned natives here, some black skin. He with the black skin. They was no African. It was no. Stop saying it was like some. It was mass majority of people here, the black Americans here in America, are American Indians. The mass majority of so-called black Americans are American Indians. Somebody said in the tune of 98%. Somebody said in the tune of 98%. And the other small 2% is probably people that's mixed in with other stuff. But the mass majority of our people are American Indians, man. And they got tribes they come from. The tribes is more than the 5 civilized tribes that the government was willing to recognize. The indigenous tribes was way more than 5 mongoloid tribes that the government was willing to accept. You see, because all that means is they was going to accept certain people as Indians, and after that they was going to erase everybody else. And that's how they made us into Negroes and black people through these erasure terminologies. And you still got our people today sitting up here embracing this terminology, this erasure, this terminology of erasure. You still got our people up here embracing that. You still got our people up here embracing this terminology of erasure. Why? Why are people still embracing that? Answer: because, like I said, they don't know no better. And let's just be real. A lot of our people don't want to know no better. A lot of them don't want to know no better. A lot of them don't want to know better. You see, a lot of them don't want to know no better. Peace to you, Chief Steve. I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. Shout out to you. I seen your video. I'm gonna check your video out, the last one you did. But yeah, you know, and let me say this, man. Let me say this. No disrespect to anybody, but like I said, after Dane Calloway brought out all that knowledge of who we are as American indigenous people, as after, you know, Kareemio and all the other guys that went out there and brought out that Sister Enra Vanzella was putting out information on who we are as American indigenous people. Now that we know that we American indigenous people, what's next? What is next? What is next for our people? What is next for the betterment of our people? Now that we know that we the real Americans, the only real Americans, now that we know that in our country, America, North America, and again, not just North America, South America, Central America. You look over there in South America, you see so-called black people, really the copper-colored people, not Africans. They're not Africans. You look at the people over there in Sao Paulo and South America and Colombia. You look in those places, you see so many bronze people there. It's more bronze people in South and Central America than it is in North America. It's more of us in those places. They don't show you us, but we did. We all over them places. Which proves what I was telling you, that our people came from South America and Central America into North America when nobody was here. We came on our own as the Mayans and the Aztec, as the big nations of those places. And then we divided into those smaller indigenous tribes, Cherokee and all that, which came from the Mayans. Do your history on that. We came into North America by ourselves as Americans. They recognized us as Americans. The white man wasn't calling himself American at the time. He didn't call himself American until like about the end of the 1800s. They started really pushing this white American thing. You know, it was a time where they was up to just the colonists and the colonies and the United States citizens, because that's all they are. They're not American. The true Americans is us. And we should only answer to American. We should only allow ourselves to be recognized nationally as Americans. That's it. And we the only ones that got ground to stand on, because again, the white people that here, they immigrants. They can't truly call themselves American. They could call themselves United States citizens, but they're not Americans. You see, they're not Americans. They're in charge of the American territory. It's territory of America. Yeah, they are. They're in charge of these territories. The European governments, because the European governments are in charge of American territories. Yeah, France is in charge of Canada, right? I think France is in charge of Canada, which is American territory, which is our land too. England, they call themselves Americans because, again, talking about the founding fathers of what? The founding fathers, George Washington is the founding fathers of the United States. They're not the founding fathers of America. They are the founding fathers of the United States, of colonies within America. Okay? And now they take on our terminology of American. Like I said, it was a time where they knew who the Americans was, and they didn't use that term. Because why would you write that down in the 1828 Merriam-Webster dictionary, that these people over here, the copper-colored people, are the Americans, and then there's the Europeans over here who took on their identity. If you're going to stand up in the name of something, if you're going to stand up in the name of a true identity, why not American? Why y'all trying to be Egyptians, Israelites, Christians? Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to be the black black in somebody else's religion? Why are you trying to be the black Christian, the black Muslim, the black Israelite? And let me say something to you so-called black Christians. Like I said, y'all know damn well that the white man introduced you to Christianity here in America as a way to enslave you, to keep you worshiping his image. That's why God and Jesus is white. That's why I don't care how much y'all claim, Israelites claim that Yahweh Shai was really his name and see, he was a black man. That's a lie, man. Y'all Israelites need to stop telling lies, man. Stop lying about the 12 tribe sign. The 12 tribe sign is BS. The 12 tribes, you ever see the Israelites out there teaching and they got the damn 12 tribe sign, and everybody on the 11 tribes on the sign is from America, because they naming all Americans, Mexican, Jamaican, Haitian. They got all these territories in America, but then when they get to the so-called Black Americans, we from Africa. That's the nonsense they come up with. That's straight BS. When it come to us, Judah, because that's what they call it, Judah. They say Judah is from Africa. But but that just goes to show you these guys, there's no divine knowledge coming from these people. They are not no men of the Lord, because if you men of the Lord, you wouldn't be telling lies. Because I brought it to the Israelites several times in a lot of their comment section. I'm like, and I said to some of the Israelites, I said, why y'all up here upholding that 12 tribe sign and y'all talking about Judah came from Africa when the transatlantic slave trade is a lie? It didn't happen with our people. I said, why y'all sitting up here still pushing the whole black thing in Judah and the Black American? We came from Africa on slavery. That's a lie, man. That's a lie. And then the people they got on the damn 12 tribe sign is a bunch of the Mongoloid mixed people. They got the brown Mexicans of the day with the straight hair. No, the original Mexicans are bronze skinned people. The original Mexicans is us. They don't have them up there. They're the Nicaraguans, all whoever they put up there, the Haitians, all, and everybody else that's on the sign is really bronze people, man. So-called black. Even Judah, who's an American Negro, an American Indian. But see, again, that show y'all guys ain't no real men of the Lord, man. You're not, because y'all telling lies, man. You can't sit up here and try to save your 12 tribe sign chart and tell lies to our people at the same time and ignore the truth. Because none of that stuff y'all say y'all can prove. Y'all can't prove that no Jesus Christ existed, because he didn't. Jesus Christ is a creation of the Catholic Church. When they say BC, before Christ, what they mean is before the Christian era, before the church created the image of Jesus Christ. Before that, that's what BC means. Before Christ, before the Catholic Church and the Council of Nicaea created the image of Jesus Christ from the Roman god Jupiter and the Greek god Zeus, which are mythological gods. And if you look at the Roman god Jupiter and the Greek god Zeus, it looked just like the white Jesus today. Same stringy haired white boy with the beard and the white robe. That's Jupiter Zeus. That's Jupiter and Zeus. That's Jesus Christ. Jesus, Jupiter, and Zeus together is Jesus. There is no Jesus Christ. There is no Yahweh Shai. There is none. That's BS. Grow up. You Israelites need to grow up, man. Stop telling lies to our people, because y'all want to get up in bed with some Spanish cave women. Because that's really what it is, that y'all want to be able to lay with all the women of those nations, those so-called nations. That's why you want to claim that, oh, they see we all one tribe. Y'all don't look nothing like them people. Knock it off. But anyway, why not stand up for who we is as Americans? Stop trying to curse out America and damn America and say the white man, America, KKK. I can't stand when y'all do that, man. I can't stand when you demonize America. Why are you demonizing the land? Why are you demonizing America? Don't you know you demonizing our homeland? When you saying America, KKK, and you letting these crackers sit up here and act like this they homeland and that, yeah, this the white man home. It is not. It is not. He wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for our slave labor. He couldn't even survive without us. They couldn't even have survived in this country without us. Stop calling George Washington an American. He's not an American. He's an Englishman. The so-called founding fathers of the United States are English. They're not American. Stop lying to the people. Stop teaching our babies lies, man. See, that's why we got to have the American Indigenous Street and Music Festival. This is exactly why. This is exactly why. And again, I'm not telling, I'm not telling nobody, oh, don't call yourself. I ain't gonna tell you what you can and can't. The white man can sit up here and call himself a black man if he wants to. I could care less. I'm not gonna tell you what to call yourself, but what we not gonna call ourselves no more as black people. Hell no, we not. Not us who are waking up, who got brightness in our eyes, who are illuminated, who are moving forward in one mind, one body, and one soul as that next generation of people. Hell no, we not. Hell no, we not calling ourselves. Hell no, I'm not going to tell my daughter she black. My daughters. I'm not going to tell my daughters and my son they black. You gotta be out your damn mind. I ain't going to tell my sons and daughters they some African American. I tell them just what they are. Y'all American. You American. American Indigenous, you American. From America, by nationality, by internationality, by blood, you American. Ain't nobody else here American but you. That's what I tell my children. Yeah, George Washington. That's what his name is. And he hooked up with the Washita and changed his name into Washington from the Washita Indian, which is a bronze indigenous people, which Denzel Washington is from. He's from the Washita tribe, and they up in Mount Vernon, New York. And that's where George Washington's house was. He had the Washita people help him. Help his old decrepit ass. Taking out the indigenous people teeth. People vampires, man. They vampires. So, again, this is why we got to have our American Indigenous Street Music Festival. Again, can y'all please close this out? I put up the Maya rulers being dressed by giant. See, all that. Again, we should have been sitting up looking at the walls in Maya, the Mayan Devonian Park temples. That's what we should have been looking at. We should have been taking trips over to South and Central America to look at those pyramids, because our people built those. Our people built those pyramids. All them people that they talk, hey, listen, they talk, oh no, it was no Mexico back then. There was no Mexico. There was the Olmecs in that area. There was no Mexicans. Those people are Asians who mixed in with our people. They're half-breeds. The real indigenous Mexicans are still over there with woolly hair, bronze skin. They still over there and they speak Spanish. They look just like us and they speak Spanish. And they're not African. Same thing in South America, Central America. Our people are all over the Americas, everywhere. Not just here. So, again, we celebrate our American heritage, not just in North America, but in South America. I'm gonna play some South American, some salsa music. We're gonna throw some salsa music up there. We're gonna play some South American salsa music from some bronze artists. I'm gonna throw some I'm gonna definitely throw some we're gonna have at least one or two songs by probably some reggaeton and whatnot from the bronze indigenous people out there. You know, Daddy Yankee might play some of his stuff, you know. Because, again, we celebrating all of our American bronze indigenous peoples, man. From South America to Central America to North America, all the American Indians. We all over. All over. The West Indies, all that. We're going to play a little, we might play some, I don't know, we're going to play some nice American music. I might play some Bob Marley, even though Bob Marley was a white man. Even though Bob Marley, his father was a caveman. You see, he was half indigenous. You see, Bob Marley was half indigenous, so, you know, on his mother's side. So we might play some of him, but we're going to get some straight up Jamaican. We're going to play some Jamaican music. Hell yeah. You see? Yes, all our people music. We're soulful, though. We're going to play some soulful Jamaican music, play some soulful, you know, soca. That's all our people. That's all our American indigenous people right there. You see? We're not throwing none of our people away who in the islands and whatnot. We one American family, man. We one American indigenous family. You see, can't throw all our people away, even though a lot of our people are Sambos and Coons in those places and whatnot. But we got our own Sambos and Coons here in North America. Now, let's not throw away our American indigenous ancestors. We got our family all over the place. In the Dominican Republic, in Puerto Rico, it's beautiful bronze people in Puerto Rico. You see? And Mexico, our people everywhere, man. The American indigenous people everywhere. We got our people even in Africa, man. A lot of people in Africa are not really African. Like I said, let's not let people keep redacting us from history, man. Let's not let people keep telling us we black people. Let's not tell our children that they black. Let's not lie to our children no more. So let's stop telling lies to our children that they black. They got black skin and they came from Africa on some damn slave ship called Jesus and all this other nonsense. Man, people telling lies to our people. I'm gonna just say this, man. These lot of pro-black leaders out here, I ain't naming no names, whether they be reverends or ministers or whatever they are. Like I said, they part of the lies too, man. They playing games with our people too, man. They BSing our people too. Okay? They BSing our people too. I'm gonna just say it like that. They telling lies to our people, because if they with the whole black thing, anybody that's still calling our people black in 2025, they either ignorant and they should sit their ass down, or they with them people, they with them boulets, they with them boule people, because the boule people and these Negroes who push this whole black stereotypical image, that certain people want to keep alive, want to keep this ratchet, black, degenerate, ghetto culture alive, a bunch of twerking and niggas being in gangs and shooting each other and listening to trap and drill garbage, which, by the way, we don't want to hear none of that out there. Ain't gonna be no trap and drill out there. No, we don't want to hear garbage. We want to hear real music. We want to hear real music. We want to hear real people celebrating, us celebrating our true heritage, our true American roots. Yeah, that's all we hearing out there. We don't want to hear no talk about no Africa. In fact, everybody that comes out there, please wear bright colors. Don't come wearing no black. Wear the darkest shade we would like to see is navy blue. We don't want no black nothing around us, man. We tired of black. Even though I got some shirts with some black, foundation, that's so I'll rock some of them, the black found where it's not all the way black. Some things have the black inflections, but as a rule, we don't wear black. We don't wear black, all black, nothing. We might have some things have inflections, but we don't wear all black. You see, as American indigenous people, we don't wear all black. We are the bronze, copper colored races. We are the American indigenous people. We have nothing to do with Native Americans. Let them go keep doing their little powwows if there's no disrespect to them or their culture and everything. They could go do their little celebrations on the res and all this. But I'm already telling y'all right now, like I said, we're gonna push this along, go smooth, and we're gonna keep going forward with this. But just always know, people want us to fail. People want this to fail because, it's a lot of people that benefit from us being black. It's just a lot of people that benefit from us being black. A lot of these coon Sambos who make up these movies like your Tyler Perry's of the world and make up these Sambo ass stereotypical, he on the damn 25th Medea movie. This Negro looking ridiculous in a damn dress. Trying to look like an old black female, and he's still doing that. But whatever, man. Do what you do in the black world. Again, I'm not concerned with the black world. I'm concerned with the American world. We in the American space right now. I'm concerned with the American world. And I say the American community because we are the American community. Our culture dominates America because we are American culture. We are the culture of America because we are the real Americans of America. We are the real Americans of America. So if people want to say we came from someplace else, then we came from one part of America to the next part of America. So we American Americans. We're not African Americans. We American Americans. From both sides, from coming and going, we American Americans. You see. So again, I'm about to wrap this up in a few minutes. Please, I'm gonna kick this link in here again. Please, this is where you donate at. We got 3,500. We need to close out. So $35 from everybody in here that's listening. Again, this is going to pay off vendors. It ain't going in my pocket. We ain't trying to keep nothing. I don't put money in scales. I want to see this happen. I want our children to be doing this. I want our people to be celebrating who we are as Americans. And so, like I said, you got to pay how you weigh. These festivals are expensive, but we're not going to have this problem next year. We're going to be way more prepared than now because we're going to stay collecting throughout the year for the next one, because next year will be here in no time. Next year will be here in no time. 12 months go by real fast. I remember when they had the fireworks and things out there. Now they got the fireworks trucks back out here again because 4th of July and all that. So they anticipating the 4th of July. So again, the American Indigenous Street Music Festival. There it is. There's the link right there. PayPal ROM Gatherings. Please donate 35 or 40, whatever you can. Just donate to it. Money is gonna keep coming in and going. So we gotta take care of this and make this happen. Again, leave the erasure terminology alone. Leave the black erasure terminology alone. Again, be smart enough, be wise enough not to walk around like a bunch of black zombies. Like a lot of our people are walking around out here like a bunch of black zombies who lost out here, who calling themselves black people, believing they from Africa, believing they African, but yet these Negroes don't never go to Africa. I never see these niggas go to Africa. Why ain't they going to Africa? Why are they not in Africa if they believe they African? Why are they still walking around here wearing European names? See, my name, Benjamin Manhattan, my name is an American name. It came from an American man, myself. My name is thoroughly American because it came from an American man. And you had the Manhattan Indians, and when there was a group of Manhattan Indians and whatnot. But those words and those terminologies, those terms, the words, how they put together, that's American indigenous. Even down to the word almond, from where you get the amendments from in this country. Again, a lot of things, I'm exposing a lot of stuff, man, about our American heritage and how much they've taken from there and got us to look over there to Africa. A lot of your pro-Black and Pan-African so-called scholars and master teachers done betrayed you, man. A lot of these cats done betrayed you, man. Your Dr. Benz and all them other guys who dead now, but a lot of these guys, they betrayed us, man, because they got us up here looking at Egypt and Africa and whatnot. Here it is, our heritage and cultures in America. You going to sit up here and tell me they didn't see the Bonaparte temples? You going to tell me they've been around this long? The Bonaparte temples been around for thousands of years. You going to tell me these so-called big brother scholar, deep conscious Black Pan-African, why ain't they? I've never heard them talk about the Bonaparte temples. You think that's by accident? I came across the Bonaparte temples and knowledge that by accident. I've never heard them talk about the Bonaparte temples or our people as American, as the real Americans, the Mesoamericans. We had to find out on our own. Look at all this work here. Look at all this, and this is not even hidden. And you're gonna tell me they ain't tell us about this, but they pointing to over there into Egypt. Miss me with that, man. Miss me with that. They pointing over there into Egypt and whatnot to distract us from who we are as Americans. They're all in pyramids over in America. They're gonna tell us, they're gonna act like that ain't our work. So what kind of historians are they if they don't know that the pyramids in America is South and Central America and all over? What kind of historians are they if they don't know that bronze people? What kind of so-called Black historians are they if they don't know that so-called Black people built those pyramids over there here in America? If they ain't looking at the Bonaparte temples and saying, hey, that's your people over there, that's our people over there. Why are they not doing that? Because they know Dr. Benjamin and all them so-called master teachers, they know that if they would have did that, they would have had their PhD and they wouldn't have been teaching that no college is nowhere. They wouldn't have been teaching that no college is nowhere. So I got mixed thoughts about Dr. Benjamin and all these pro-Black master teachers that y'all talk about so much in the damn conscious community that didn't teach us that we the real American Indians. And this is right in front of our damn face, that we the real Mesoamericans. That's right in front of our face. You see, don't tell me don't tell me they didn't know. If you didn't know that, how the hell you a historian? Yes, they did know. Their job was to make sure that you don't know. That was their job. Dr. Ben Yakin, Dr. Smalls, Dr. and Umar, all them people that's sitting up here telling us we African and Black. Their job is to make sure we don't know we Americans. That's their job. They got to cover it up. But see, it's about, again, what's past is prologue. We know we American going forward. So again, support the American Indigenous Street Music Festival. We celebrating our American heritage, our American roots. We showing up as proud Americans, because can't nobody else claim American but us. Our culture is American culture. Ain't nobody else culture. Ain't nobody checking for nobody else culture here. Nobody. You don't know what German culture is. You don't know what Irish culture is. You don't know what Italian culture is other than pizza. You don't know none of that stuff. What you do know is R&B, soul, hip hop, jazz, all that. And it shouldn't be attributed to Africans because it's not their music. It's our music. It is American music. We are American. You had the face and everything right in front of us. And now we sitting here, we acting like we don't know who we are, but now we do. But I'm about to wrap this up in the name of Amen. By the power of Amen. In Amen we trust, in Amen we thank, and in Amen we continue forward forever. I am the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan. This has been Supreme American TV. I'll see you guys back here. I'm gonna come on tomorrow, man. I'm gonna close the gap, man. Everybody, again, we got 2 days, today and tomorrow. Close the gap, $35. Everybody hit that up. Get what you can, all you can stand, so we can make this festival happen. We down to 3,500. We gotta close out this gap, and we're gonna have our festival again. Rodney Cook Senior Park, come on out. You in Atlanta, come on out. The Rodney Cook Senior Park, Saturday and Sunday, the American Indigenous Street Music Festival. I'm gonna be out there speaking. There's gonna be live music. There's gonna be live performances. It's gonna be very busy. It's gonna be vendors out there. Entrance is free. The Rodney Cook Senior Park, right across the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and down the block from the HBCU colleges, Morehouse and Spelman. So get that Y out to them. I want to get my people to just go to the Spelman page and go to the Spelman page and go to the Morehouse page. I know they got pages on Facebook and post them flyers. I'm telling my people to do that because I would like the people to come out from the colleges, the high schools and whatnot. We celebrate. We having a big old All-American block party. That's the best way to describe it. A big ass All-American block party with the Americans, the real Americans. And that's it. Well, I'm going to close out with. Oh, yeah. Check out. If you want to support, like I say, give to the festival, but also join my Mentellect Patreon, channel. Be a patron of the Mentellect Patreon, only $15 a month, where you get to hear some of the most raw and uncut knowledge from Mentellect that I do every night on my podcast. I don't share it publicly no more. So you can go and subscribe, $15 a month to support the message and whatnot, or you can go and join, hit the subscribe, become a member, become a registered member of the Republic of America, become a registered American, so we can have our own American community here in the United States. Again, we're not going against the government. We're not, again, we ain't got nothing to do with the government. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Whatever's going on with them, we ain't got nothing against them. We're not against what they doing. They doing what they doing and running the, this society, whatever. But we got our own community, our own American community within the United States. And this is what we establishing going forward. No more black community, no more African American. Oh, well, they can exist. I ain't telling them they can do what they want to do, but we already know it's no such thing as no black community, no African American community. That's a loaded cap. But anyway, so about to close it out. What music am I playing? What I want to close out with? What I'm closing out with? What should I close out with? First choice. Good night.